Hey, Adam, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good, Angela. How are you?
Good. We're excited to have you with us.
I am excited to be here. I'm excited.
And we're excited to have you join us at Sales Boost, which is
Yeah,
coming right up.
it's gonna be here before we know it. So super excited to be a part of this incredible event. I know you guys are away getting stuff done for it, so this is going to be an incredible event. Thanks for having me.
All right, hold on. All right, I'm here. Woohoo! I had to get some Scooby snacks. It's been a hungry day. So.
Man, you are always branded. I mean, that's what you do, Adam. You are the king of branding and branding authority and all things that. And look at the back.
Oh, yes. Look at you up there.
Heck yeah.
I'm going. So always promoting. Always promoting.
I love it. Every time I see it's like we rearrange the office and think we have our things and backgrounds, and then and then I see what you're doing. And I was like, never mind. We need a screen behind us.
Adam, what's good, man? You're a busy man. You got a lot going on right now. You got a lot going on. I mean, newly father. When was that? October? When was that?
So September. So September 20th. And he will be 5 months in a couple of weeks. So it has flown by. It's been awesome. He's actually the cool part about this whole thing now is Delaney's not going back to work. So she went to one event that I spoke at over the summer in Costa Rica, but her and Murphy both will be in Orlando, not unfortunately at Sales Boost, but in Orlando in a couple of weeks. So you'll have to meet the little guy.
Oh, awesome. That's exciting. I'll have my kids down there too. So
yeah.
Really cool. Very cool. Yeah. So very, very exciting.
That's the ultimate. I mean, your wife's not going back to work and like you're building not just the dream build it business, but building the dream life as well.
It definitely puts things into perspective and makes you work even harder. So that way, when everybody talks about their why or their purpose or their mission, it just makes it that much stronger.
So Adam, I talked to you a little while ago because I've been working with Grant Fields over at Giannini, Thunder Lightning. What is their new thing?
Thunder Lightning.
Thunder Lighting. And it's funny because I joked with him yesterday. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to spell Giannini. So I know you're working on the brand for that. Talk about what's going on with High Digital and what you guys got going on over there.
Yeah, so we're continuing to grow. It's been a really fun journey. It's coming up on June. It'll be 3 years over at Height, and so we're really focused on kind of selling into our core offer for our clients. What we had kind of seen and what we were talking to a lot of our clients about, and just like what their experience was in working with marketing agencies. We put together a really solid offer of services. So we have a core offer services of logo and branding, web design, search engine optimization, Google ads, Facebook ads, all that stuff. But we've put together 2 to 3 packages now that encompass either a brand new website or 25 new pages built on the back end of your existing site to really fix some foundational things and then jumpstart through a lot of our SEO services. And so that's been really cool. We started selling that a couple of months ago and people are really excited about it. So that's probably our new latest and greatest thing. Continuing to grow, continue to expand, all the fun stuff that comes with growing a business.
Yeah. And branding, I love branding. I'm actually wearing a friend of mine, their shirt that just came to visit us, Jennifer and Jeremy. And, branding is so important, especially as you're growing your business in the earlier stages. And it's hard for young entrepreneurs to grasp that because it's expensive. It's not cheap to pay for a good brand, but the ROI you get on a good brand, it's just incredible. So as you're starting your entrepreneur journey, or thinking about your branding, like invest the money as early as you can, because it's cheaper to do it the first time than it is to rebrand everything the second time after you have the shirts, the business cards, the logos, the vehicle wraps and everything like that. And I can't tell you, like, for years I've been saying this. In 2018, when we had one truck that was branded obnoxiously loud, is the way I described it to the graphic designer. You know, we had multiple people come up and say, like, hey, we see your trucks everywhere. Our brand was so loud, but so present and noticeable that they thought that one truck was multiple trucks. And we got so much work from that. And even now, when we have multiple trucks throughout the community, I love nothing more than when we have all 5 trucks roll at the same time and just see that, like, armada just driving down the road, and you just see Patriot, 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 Patriot. Like, you can't miss it. And it's like, people call us because we see you everywhere. So branding is so important to get it done. And people use Fiverr. I get it. It is not like Height Digital. It's not like these other companies out there that know what they're doing. I mean, there's just a lot of tension that goes into the branding. You know, Dan Antonelli, one of the greatest out there, talks about a lot about what he posts out there, and he's a critic of everybody in a positive way to give positive feedback. But, like, invest in a great company like Height Digital to get your brand right the first time.
Yeah, I think that's where, like, usually everybody, whether it's the logo or the website or the SEO in the beginning, everybody wants to go cheap. And I get it, right? Like, some of this stuff is not it's not super affordable when you're getting started, but you're going to pay for it down the line. And usually it's more expensive, no different than in the service industry. When the clients of ours go and try to get it done cheap, you have to then go back and fix the foundational stuff. And then the cost of actually doing the job is twice what it originally would have been, right? So a lot of those different aspects come in there, but branding obviously playing a huge part of that. Website, SEO, all that stuff, they feed into one each other, right? When your branding's really good, it makes all of your marketing better because people remember you, they know, like, and trust you, even if they've never done business with you.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't have said that better. So as you're thinking about your business, whether you're just starting or even thinking about, you know, it's just one of those pillars or one of those things you really want to focus on and invest the extra money because when you go and rebrand, like I was talking to Grant, like, it's painful. It's painful to build this business up with one brand and then say, all right, we're changing everything. You know, we were great with what we did now, but now we're changing everything. So now you're going to remember us by this name, or now you're going to remember this logo, and then we got to do all this stuff. So, yeah.
An uphill battle. And I mean, not to mention just the cost of rewrapping vehicles, making new shirts, you know, every single amount of collateral and thing for your business that you have, replacing that. But you have the whole uphill battle of the new recognition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because you want your brand to become so recognizable. Like you said, you want when people see it down the street that people just know. They see your logo, they see your brand, and they think of you, and it's recognizable.
Oh, 100%.
So, Adam, we're putting on Sales Boost, and you just launched something new recently too, Builder Authority. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so over the last couple of years, we've grown our digital marketing agency, and primarily even still to this day, as we've hit $3-4 million a year in the agency, about 90% of our leads come through something that I'm doing on social media. So, like, over the weekend, we literally got 15 leads from a Facebook group where I started providing value, and then they asked me to do a live. And in that live, I talked about doing video audits and all the stuff that we do in, like, our sales and discovery intake process. But over that course of that time, they saw me do it with my auto glass company, grow that, you know, through SEO and through personal branding. The same thing with my landscape design business. And people were like, I love how you have this take on personal branding. That's not like everybody says, what makes you different? Like, all of this stuff that we learn online it's a lot of it's a regurgitated content from one thing to the next to the next. But the way that I'm, like, practicing what I'm preaching, whether it's speaking events, podcasting, throwing events, posting consistently on social media, people are just like, Adam, I want to learn from you. And I was like, no, I got too much going on. I can't do this. And so I put that off for about a year, and then ultimately launched that back in November after I did a webinar. and then lumped it into a group mastermind and some one-to-one coaching. And then we have an event coming up in March. But basically, I'm teaching entrepreneurs how to create a personal brand that separates them from their business to ultimately grow whatever business that they're in, but more importantly, not just be known as the business.
Right.
So what we mostly think of when we're trying to like go drum up business is we're like, how do we invest money in ads? How do we build the websites, do the branding, which is all important stuff? Or we're like, how do we organically post on the business page? Most people forget that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And you can go start posting on your personal page, as you know, obviously we all do, right? But most people don't understand that, or they're not consistent with it, or they don't know where to start. So I'm kind of just helping facilitate what people already know that they need to be doing. I'm just that extra layer of support to be like, no, go freaking do
it.
And I think the biggest fallback, or the biggest thing that most people fail at, including myself, very, very guilty of this, is the consistency. Like, we get all excited, we get energized, we have all these great ideas for all this content, and then we go and do it. And then it's like a week later, a month later, 3 months later, it's like, yeah, I haven't done it in a couple of days. And then days come to weeks, and then weeks come to months. So I think that accountability is a big part. And in the beginning, it's hard because you don't know what to expect. And then it's like, well, why am I doing this? Nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody needs to hear me. What am I an expert in? But then once you have people come back and say, like, hey, I saw that post, or saw that video, or saw that, you know, whatever that you posted, and like, you know, it inspired me and motivated me. It got me off, and it made me go do this. Like, that's a fun reward out of doing that. And Angela and I see that a lot often with the stuff we post too, and individually too. We'll have people reach out to us individually, but staying consistent is so important, and it's so hard because we all get distracted. We all have a lot going on, new ideas and everything like that. So I love what you're doing for that, and to inspire people to want to break away from their business and start their personal.
No, I appreciate that. And that's the cool part about it, is like, I'm making a big impact specifically just by having people watch what I do, right? Or people throw a webinar, or they throw an event, or they do something, and they thought like what was usually impossible in their mind is actually not that impossible. And then they make a couple of tweaks, and then they make the post, and then their business grows. So that's the cool part about it. But it is not an overnight success, as really anything in life. But it's about, obviously, you know, getting started, getting outside of the comfort zone. I think a lot of people are like exactly what you said. Well, who cares? Who's going to actually watch and listen to my stuff? Anytime I post something business related, for the most part, it gets way less engagement than the personal stuff that I share. Yep. But the personal stuff that I share ultimately ends up leading to conversations that roundabout way sells something at Height Digital, or they connect me to that person. And what I reference is I want to go create many salespeople throughout the internet spheres for my business. I get tagged in posts all day long. People are sending me DMs with referrals and things like that. Doesn't get much better than that when other people are so convinced that like you're the guy or the gal for that stuff, and they want to go out of their way and tag you and refer you and do all those things. That's the cool part.
Yeah, God, what were you just saying though? Oh, so the thought process, the mindset, like, it's like every day I need to go record a video, and every day it has to be new content. And you post Sunday talking about like your Sunday routine with the gym, and then you go to the office, and then you just knock out a bunch. You just knocked out how many videos today?
Yeah, yesterday.
20. Oh, yesterday, yeah.
20. And I just needed you to tell me to do it. You're like, if you just sit down, you can do 20 videos.
And like, once we break that cycle or that thought process, like, well, every day has to be a new thing, and that's like an hour of my day. Like, no, just time block, knock a whole bunch out, chop them up into use different pieces of content for different social media pages, whatever it is. And then you just freed up the whole week because it's all done in an hour or 2 hours. And it doesn't need to be long form, hour content. Just, you know, short, like we all have that short attention span. So make it fun, but make it short and sexy.
Oh yeah. We try to like do it in the middle of a work day when customers are calling and employees are knocking on our door and, you know, all the things under the sun start to happen. It's like you would be so surprised if you sat down on a Sunday, or even if you wanted to do it early on a Monday morning. I wouldn't do it after work because your brain's going to be fried. But like when you do it, and you would be so surprised how much stuff you can get done in an hour or two of uninterrupted focus on that specific thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then sprinkle in, like you said, the authentic personal stuff. If you knock out the business content that you're going to sprinkle in and the intentional content that you're producing and knock that out, then you want to, like you said, the personal stuff, the people getting to know you and build a relationship with you authentically as a person and what's going on in your life. But you also have to be consistent about that, of like remembering, you know, I think we've gotten past that. The first hurdle is, like you said, like no one's going to care about my story, or, you know, the things like that, or why should you do that, or the getting uncomfortable. And once you get past the getting uncomfortable or no one's going to care, you still have to remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like going to the gym. It's like eating healthy. It's like doing anything, right? That's the next barrier that you ultimately have to overcome. But ideally you get to a spot where it's like second nature and you don't even think about it anymore.
So I love this topic. And it was a year ago, I was at a mastermind in Moab right before Sales Boost. And one of the guys there talked about getting uncomfortable, or getting comfortable being uncomfortable doing the lives. And so I got two parts to this. One, you know, he had to figure out how to break that cycle, because going live is hard. It's not easy. Like, what if I mess up? Like, what am I going to say? And he did 30 days of live content. Like every single day he did something. It was something different, whether it was at home, at work, the office, at the gym. And I just met the guy, truly inspired me to, like, 5 days later, I went March 1st, I think it was, maybe around there, and did 30 days of live just to get uncomfortable, or get comfortable being uncomfortable doing it. And it was fun. It wasn't easy at the first. Like now it's like, all right, what am I talking about? But then I'd be at the office talking about. And then sometimes I had my kids involved and we'd just talk about whatever. And my daughter, I'd interview my daughter and she'd talk about the weirdest things. But it was just getting on the camera and just being able to express myself and talk about whatever I wanted. And I brought on viewers. I had every single day, Monday through Friday, I brought on a guest and started talking. And it got so easy. It wasn't even like I had to think about it. It was supposed to be like 20 to 30 minutes of talking that ended up being 45 minutes to an hour. And like, holy cow, where'd the time go? Yeah. So you got to do these things to break out of that comfort zone and just do it. Pull out the phone, because I remember I'll pull out my phone and just hit the camera and hit record. And then there's 30 videos that are like 5 seconds to 20 seconds because I'm sitting there criticizing myself. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't even post that. No way. But if I went live and I stuttered or I spit or I tripped or whatever, it's authentic and people want to see that and they love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I have to say that because we're so different about recorded video.
Oh, yeah. Well, she records once and it's perfect every time, so I don't want to hear it.
No, but you have to do lives because you say that you record and you literally do. Like my favorite thing is your bloopers video of you trying to record a minute of content. Yes. It's like 30 times. And yeah, I'm like, I'm not perfect every time, but I feel like a recorded video can be just like a live. So I'm like, well, that was it.
Oh yeah.
Good enough. Done is better than perfect.
But then the second part to that is like, for when we sit here and say like, you know, nobody needs to hear this, nobody wants to hear this, then you're being selfish because you're truly inspiring people by doing these things, showing that it is possible to do it. It is possible to, you know, we talked about this the other day, I forget with who, but it is possible to lose weight. It is possible to grow your business. It is possible to start this new journey. And like you're doing, and go and start it, have a show, a Builder's Authority live in several months and be successful doing it. So why are we sitting here saying I can't do it? No, stop saying I can't and then say I will. Adam just did it. You know, he just did it. Angela did it. So if they can do it, I can do it too. I don't need to have this like mindset like, well, they've been successful because they've been in business for years, or they've been successful because they have all this money, all this stuff like that. No, just do it and people will thank you for it.
Oh yeah. Well, we all learn from somebody else as well. And like, sometimes we forget that, like we learn from watching other people's stuff. we need to pay it forward, in that regard as well. And so like, of course, like at the end of it, like I realized like now I've had this opportunity to go not only make money and profit from it, but like the more I've spent with, like, we have about 20 members in our group mastermind, and it's just incredible because this was something that if I would have said no, continue to say no to, like, I'm taking away what other people want and can benefit from too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So for our viewers, I wish, like, I got my laptop in there. I'm in here. We have different spaces for recording stuff, and I can't post the comments. So forgive me if I'm not in the camera, but Sam, all right, I can't post it. It says, whenever I do a video, it's never a second recording. Always use the first one to keep it moving. And I love that. Like, people want to see that authenticity. Like, have fun with it. If you mess up, whatever. I'm very self-critical about myself. And Sam, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I know I'm doing a live, but I'll do a video and I'll post whatever bloopers mess up I have. And I'll try and tag you for that. But the biggest thing is get over, like, stop being selfish. Stop hiding everything from everybody else. Share a failure, like share that mistake with somebody so that they can prevent themselves from having that same mistake. Share a success so others can want to celebrate the same success with you. You just never know what other people are going with or dealing with or trying to aspire to be. And for you to go ahead and post that video, I don't even care if it's you going to the gym and talking about you just put up 135 on the bench. Like, for some, that's not a lot, but for others, that's a huge goal to get to. So you might inspire them to go to the gym and want to do more.
Absolutely.
All right. So enough about that, because I can talk about that for hours. We could do a whole podcast about that. But I do want to go back. You're talking about building brands out and websites. You did it with the glass company, but you also, we got on the live earlier last year or late last year, and you built out the website for the Christmas light company. Yeah. And just to generate leads and see how that worked. Talk about that real quick, and then we can go to Sales Boost.
Yeah. So with everything that I do, like, I'm the one where I want to practice what I'm preaching. So that's why like a lot of companies sign up with us, because I literally, before I sold the website ever, I built 200 of my own and ranked them organically on Google over 2 years, and then acted as a digital landlord. So I would basically act as a landlord to a roofing company or a pressure washing company. As leads were coming in, they would pay a monthly rental fee based on performance. And then I'd sell leads, and then I'd flip the websites if there was enough volume and somebody's like, hey, I'll just buy that off of you. No different than a digital landlord. With some of those, I actually had so many calls that we just started companies. So we started an auto glass company in 2021. We started a landscape design business. I'm launching 3 other companies. I'm doing it differently this year, but I'm basically taking like the Christmas light installation one, for example, that you referenced, and then going to go to another company that's already in existence and just get equity in that, and maybe equity in a larger company if they don't just do Christmas lighting, for example. So I'm creating these assets that now have the ability to go transform businesses. As we talk about, like with Christmas light installation, when people are getting started, the biggest thing they're saying is, I don't know how to get leads. Like, I want to start the company this season, but I don't even know how to get the phone to ring. Well, I already have the phone ringing. I sent you a message the other day. I was like, a large commercial lead and a residential lead already came in for Christmas lights this coming year. I was like blown away by it, but we're on the second page of Google for all main search terms already. So people sign up with us because not only have we grown the agency, we're an Inc. 5000 company, but like, I'm throwing crap against the wall and doing stuff in real time. So then that way, when people pay us, they know that like we're still doing the stuff ourselves. And like, if you type in digital marketing St. Louis, we're the #1 organic result. Like, we're pretty good at what we do, and we consistently test things out in real time. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like, people resonate with that because they've been burned by a marketing agency, or they're working with a marketing agency that's like willing to go test their money, like the client's money. But if you look up their Google reviews, they don't have very many. If you look up the #1 search term that they're trying to rank for, can't even find them. And if you ask them, hey, like, have you ever owned a service-based business? They're like, no. So like, I've lost a lot of money in my auto glass company over the last couple of years, learning a lot of the mistakes that my clients have learned. So I can now resonate and understand, like, it's not just about getting more leads, which is part of what I'll be talking about at Sales Boost Live. Is It's about finding the right leads. But if you don't have the processes and systems in place, if you don't understand what business 101 is, can't hire and retain good employees, you don't know your numbers, all those things, it doesn't matter about getting more leads. So I now have a new outlook on digital marketing because of those lovely experiences.
Yeah.
Love that. That's awesome. That was a cool website. I love watching that and watch you go through the website and why you did the different things for the different pages to help you rank. So and that's important to understand that too, not just go, let me go hire so-and-so company and build a website and just trust them. Like you went through it and thought through it all.
Oh yeah.
And like, I love that you said, you're not trying things on other people's money. Like you've tried these things, they work for yourself. People can see the reputation and the digital, equity that you have built up yourself. And it's proof that you can do that again and again in this space.
Mm-hmm.
It's different to do, although the same sort of techniques and metrics, some of them correlate across different industries. It is specific. Like I have done it in this space, not just, hey, I know how to build, SEO for a computer company. And we've done it over here in an industry, but nothing that relates to something that you do and something that's in a local market, not just a national brand. That you have stories that absolutely relate and a proven concept over and over again with clients in that industry. And as we all know, it's so ever changing. Like the digital marketing space is just like everything's changing, but I feel like it's changing more rapidly than we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So you're staying relevant and proving that you're staying relevant, because I don't think people realize how much, and I love that you put that out there, like the things that work.
Oh, something broke back in
But the things that worked 6 months ago, some of those things aren't even relevant on social media or websites or SEO anymore.
That's exactly right. And I was on another live earlier today in a group of six, it's a very large Facebook group for just contractors. And, as a digital marketing company comes on there, there's all the crazy posts of marketing companies suck and digital marketing doesn't work and all these other things. And I totally get it. And we're not perfect by any means, but I'm a very big believer in the fact that most people hate digital marketing because they didn't do due diligence on the front end to hire the right company. I talked to 2 business owners today that they're having to come over specifically to us now and rebuild their websites, which is we do that stuff all day long, but I hate when somebody has to rebuild a website because the agency that they're at right now, they paid for a year straight, a $30,000 plus, and they don't even own the website. Mm-hmm. Or they go high. And the reason why they hired those 2 companies, or the reason why they both hired that company, is because they went to a Facebook group and those 2 companies were tagged the entire time, but they didn't do the due diligence, after the fact. I said, man, if you go and try to find them on Google, you're not going to find them. If you go to their Google business, that they have 5 or 6 reviews and they're all pretty much negative. I tell people to hire an agency no differently than your ideal customer is going to hire you.
Right.
They might even if somebody refers you to your company, right? Or themselves, somebody refers their friend to your company, they still are probably going to go look at you on Facebook. They're still probably going to go to your Google business reviews. They're still probably going to do a little bit extra. Or if that's how they found you that's definitely how they're going to judge you. And so for whatever reason, people don't hire marketing companies that exact same way. And they go down the bad path of marketing sucks and all these things. But it's you should have done a better job of hiring on the front end. You wouldn't have had to rebuild your website after paying $30,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's an expensive mistake to make. And then it gives them a bad taste for that industry. And some of them might just say, well, I can do it myself and I don't need to deal with that stuff. So I hate that. I hate when people get burned. I mean, there's always good people out there, small business that can't afford to do it again. And they thought they were setting themselves up for success by going with that company. But like you said, we should always do our due diligence no matter what.
Absolutely.
So speaking of sales boosts, what can our viewers expect to get out of Adam while at Sales Boost?
So I'm going to give a presentation on how to dominate your market online in 2024 beyond, based on 5 key steps. So the first thing is I'm actually going to walk everybody through an ideal client profile exercise. Again, it's not about more leads. It's about the right qualified leads. And that's the mindset shift that if you go into all the Facebook groups, everybody's like, hey, I need more leads. It's like, if I gave you 100 more leads tomorrow, does that actually work? Or does 5 to 10 high quality ideal customers work? Everybody's going to want that second aspect. The next thing that I'm going to walk into and just kind of like helping people understand about where we're at right now in 2024 is to have the right mindset about marketing. So I just told you that auto glass, or we kind of touched on that auto glass story. The best companies in 2024 or beyond are going to be marketing companies that just so happen to do X, Y, and Z service. 3 years ago, I literally tried to sell that auto glass website to every other local company. I was working my way up SafeLight to try to sell it to them because they spend tens of thousands of dollars a month on marketing in a local market. And everybody basically told me to screw off. Well, now they're all like, man, like I'm friends with a lot of them. They're like, man, I should have taken you up on that offer because now you're the biggest freaking competitor. You don't even know anything about how to repair auto glass. Like our team does, of course, but like so many businesses, I'll do the same thing with Christmas light installation here in St. Louis, the same thing with a couple of the other companies. So many businesses are like, hey, I'm a contracting company or I'm a X, Y, and Z service. And yes, you are. But if people don't know who you are and you're not consistently getting more of the right clients into the ecosystem, you're going to fall by the wayside, especially with all the technology that is coming out, all the stuff with AI. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how to have a holistic marketing approach. So like one of the things I always get asked is like, Adam, I can't afford a marketing company. I'm going to walk you through what you can do for $0 a month, what you just need to be doing on like the organic side and doing all the work, and then what you can do at different tiers. And then talking about step number 4, we talking about how to gather data and then leverage that data to make better educated marketing decisions. And then we'll talk about just how you can holistically be top of mind. So again, whether people see your personal page or they see your business stuff or they go to Google, how do we make sure there's a holistic approach so that way everybody finds you, everybody sees your company or sees your name? So that's what I'll be talking about.
So I feel like all the viewers will be sitting there like emailing their marketing company like, hey, we need to change this. Like, we need to fix this right now. Like buy, sell. They're like, hey, what are we doing wrong? Because Adam just showed us, and why are we not doing this?
Well, I think the other aspect is people do leave marketing companies very quick. They're so quick to like, hey, I'm going to go all in with this company. And then they leave after the fact. And that's obviously a problem as well. I mean, if they're not doing what you're paying them to do, then of course, but results can, take anywhere depending upon if it's ads versus SEO, take 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Somebody today was like, hey, how long does it take? I'm like, okay, are we talking about a business that just started yesterday that has never had a website before? Or are we talking about a company that's been in business for 20 years? This might be their 3rd or 4th website, and they're on page 2 of Google. We just got to get them to page 1. Those are 2 drastically, and then like that's in a market of 200,000 people, and then the other one is in freaking New York City. Everybody tries to like generalize digital marketing as probably with anything in life, and that's where people go wrong. So I'd rather like set really, really low expectations, not low expectations, but the right expectations. Right. And massively over deliver than be like, hey, no, this is 100% it's going to happen that way. And then you realize right after you talk to that person, you're like, there's no way what I just bought is going to happen.
Yeah. If you hear your marketing company say, we're going to get you on page 1 within the first month, like just run. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but I would think like if you're in all like legal, like proper ways of doing it, it's probably not going to happen depending on your market. So,
oh yeah, not happening.
You might get blacklisted from a lot of
yeah. Yes.
Awesome, Adam. Well, we're excited to have you at Sales Boost. So you mentioned Builders Authority Live. You want to just kind of plug how people can find out more information about that?
Yeah, you can go to buildauthority.co/event. That'll be on March 13th. And then there's a little bit of an extra day mini mastermind on the 14th. But that'll be here in St. Louis, essentially all things personal branding, digital marketing, really just how to build your authority. Really the name of the game right there with Builders of Authority. But super excited about that. Super excited to be coming out to North Carolina the week after for Sales Boost Live, and just love what you all are doing. I always love your promo videos. I think I've done like 3 or 4 different lives, maybe 5 different lives with you now, and the opening is always awesome. So I'm excited to be at the event this year, and can't wait.
Well, if you need a good video editor for videos, I got one.
Oh, I know.
All right.
I know.
Sign off because I gotta go next door.
We're all about the hype videos.
Yes.
We take that from you, but we do love the hype videos. Well, again, thanks so much, Adam. We just you are such an inspiration in everything that you share, and I think it not only makes everyone better and follow, but it definitely stretches us. I'm always like, man, first thing I see in the morning when I get on social, I was like, I want to be like Adam.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And like I said, so excited to have you at Sales Boost. So we will see you in Orlando too. I didn't know that. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Well, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
And get to meet the little one. So that's exciting too.
Yes, it'll be awesome. Super excited for some warm weather.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. If you haven't registered already, don't forget to click on the links and join us at Sales Boost Live. You do not want to miss what Adam is sharing. That alone is going to change your brand authority, and marketing leads to sales. You have to have that first to have those leads. So thanks again, Adam, and everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you.